Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the Nashtea, your favorite Music City podcast. I am Allie, here with Ty as always.
What up, what up?
We're happy to have you back and we're just going to jump right into it because this is going to be part 2 of recording your song.
Yes, because this is important.
Yeah.
This is all because you need to know who you are and you need to know all of these things before you even step into the studio.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're at the mercy of somebody else's direction.
That's exactly right.
You're not in control.
Exactly right.
So if you have money and daddy's like, I'll give you, and I know this, like if they're like, I'll give you $30,000 to go make your first album or whatever the hell it is, $5,000 to go make your first album, somebody will take your money. So it's easy to convince yourself like, I got myself a producer and I'm in a studio and I'm somebody, but it's like, but do you have a deal? Is somebody else paying for it or are you paying for it? Because
and how
if you
are using those funds, because chances are you're
right.
overpaying.
Yep.
If you have somebody that's willing to take your money, baby, they will.
They will.
They'll take it all day.
Yeah.
So do your research. Know who you're working with.
I get fired up about it because I just thinking about somebody who's out there listening right now and they're like, I want to be a singer too. And I think about all the pitfalls. Like I didn't really think about it until we started talking about it. Now I'm talking about it. I'm going, my God, like if you're new to town and you don't know any better and you have like a little bit of money in your pocket and you look cute and you sing okay, like you're going to get
annihilated.
Yeah.
So be aware of that. Know that before you get here.
Bingo.
Understand it and use it to your advantage.
Bingo, Allie.
Play them before they play you.
1,000%.
Wait, I had my fingers all tangled up. I'm mad.
I'm so fired up. You want to write a song after this? I'm so fired up. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. So anyway, so once you get those songs that you feel so strongly about and you find that person that you trust to go into the studio with your money and you've done your research and you've checked out the session players, you validated that they're who they're supposed to be, and then everybody's in there and the magic's about to start. And what do you do? Do you it's your baby, so do you make sure that they know it's your baby and you make sure they know every little thing you want, or do you kind of give them, the musicians, room to see the notes that you put on a page and let them kind of bring it to life themselves?
Is this rhetorical or are you asking me?
I'm asking because I've done it both ways.
Yes.
As you know, I just did it the complete opposite of a way I've ever done it, and I'm so happy.
I know.
It could
Creative
also
control.
backfire though.
No, I don't.
No. I'm saying like if we go in for the next session though, and I'm not as prepared or I don't know them as well, I could get into a position where I'm like, just you see what comes up naturally, and then it could get out of hand.
But you have that's the beauty. Is like no one in suits is making those decisions for you.
That's exactly right. It was us. Like it was, I could look out to my friends, look out to this one, look out to my wife, and just be like, and they're so honest and they know these songs. You guys know them just as well. I'm saying you guys know them almost as well as I do.
No, I was saying like if we didn't like something, we could be like,
oh yeah, you guys could go like that, and but I value that opinion, and that's what I'm saying. If it came from you and I had these conversations before. You're one of those people in the studio that I trust, because you don't overstep boundaries. You kind of know how the game's played, and when you're asked for an opinion, you're very quick to respond, and that's all that I can ask for in the studio. I wasn't sure how you were going to be because it was the first time I'd ever worked with you, like in one-on-one in the studio. But I was really freaking impressed because like you look like a vet in there. Every time I asked you a question, it was just like line 2, piece of 3, and you have no idea. Well, you do, for how spacey I am. You have no idea how much faster that makes the process for me. Yeah, good. Because I can just trust you and be like, I listen to you, they cut it, then they replay it, and I go, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And there were certain ones that I had stronger opinions on.
Yeah, sure.
And we'll get to there. That's called comping, and we'll get there.
Right.
I mean, it's really important that you like.
So once you record the demo, you finish the session that day, you get as many songs done as you can. Yes. Then you do vocals.
Yeah. Really quickly though, before I wanted to.
Sorry, I'm kind of like getting us all over the place.
No,
but
I love
I'm kind of getting like excited now. So okay.
We're pumped. So I mean, we didn't like really. Should we talk more about like the actual like recording process of like the musicians?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. Like, so like once you pick your musicians, or they've been chosen for you, if you vetted them, or
you get a band leader or something. Yeah.
Yes. Then sometimes they get the material ahead of time. Most times they do not, because they're listening to so much stuff. They're doing sessions every day anyway. Yeah. It kind of be in one ear and out the other. So the very first thing you do once your gear and your booths are all set up and everything, which you shouldn't have to worry about that. The engineer's going to get you squared away. But the very first thing that you'll do with the producer or with the band leader is listen down to the tracks. And sometimes it's multiple. I've done it that way. I've done it where it's just one at a time. And then you go in and you cut the one. You come back out. Everyone has fresh ears. You hit the next one. I prefer that way. I feel like it's cleaner. Yeah. So you'll listen down. You have a song, and he'll play it. Either your producer or your band leader will, if you want to play it on guitar and sing it right there, you can. I think it's just easier to have that acoustic demo that you've already sent him. He's familiar with the structure. Yeah. He knows where everything is. Just play that for the guys and the gals, because there's some awesome session gals out there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We love you. No hate.
Yep.
So he'll play that for everyone that's playing, and then they'll have an idea of like, okay, this is the sound that they want. Sometimes if there's like a signature lick or a certain drum line that they want, they'll pick those parts out and say, okay, we definitely want to incorporate X, Y, and Z. And then they can go back and hit them if they need to. If you've got a guitar player and they're doing like rhythm, or if they're just doing like a basic lead, but they want to go back in and add some fills, they'll do that afterwards. But I really like the scratch track process.
I hate the scratch track process.
I love it because I put so much pressure on myself as a vocalist. And
to be solid on the scratch tracks?
Yes.
Do you know
such a confident booster.
I have a question for you as a musician or as a singer. Who is your favorite scratch track who is your favorite, what is your favorite song or performance of a scratch track that they kept as the main vocal?
I'm not really I'm going to shoot myself in the foot by saying this. I'm not.
Honesty won't ever shoot you in the foot.
A huge Christina Aguilera fan.
Okay, yeah. Why are you getting it?
I respect her so much, but it's just like Eminem's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But she went in, and I don't know if it's scratch or final, but either way, she wasn't happy with the vocal, and her producer was like,
"You're nuts.
You're nuts." Was
it the beautiful song or no?
Yes,
no. It was
hurt.
I know. Yeah, I knew it was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I just love that. I love that story because, you can get in your head and you can be like that. I can hear that I'm pitchy there. I can hear that I didn't deliver that the way that I think I should deliver that. Sometimes it just takes a fresh set of ears to say, no, that's it. That's the magic. Yeah. And that's the money. And that's why I liked being in this session with you.
I love trust. Yeah, because I trust you guys to be the ears. I try to just, when I get in the studio, I trust that the process has been, I know these songs inside and out. I don't have to be in my head anymore.
No.
And now I can
give it away.
Now I can give a more gravelly performance. And then I leave it up to these guys to be like, yo, pull it back, or maybe give a little bit more. Yeah. Because it sounds different when you're in the booth than when you're out in the sound or the studio room. So
yeah, and you're getting so much information coming at you,
right?
And you're like, they're hitting certain spots again, and they're trying to lay down new spots for this track, and like it can be a lot. So if you're hearing so much, it's easy to get overstimulated. But if you have people that you can look to, and they are like,
to kind of give you a little, one way or the other, to give you a little.
Yes.
You're not alone in that
because
in that booth.
At the end of the day, yeah, exactly.
It gets lonely in that vocal booth.
It does,
sometimes.
And it's work. Like at the end of the day, it is hard work that you're doing. And just like with any other type of work, it can get to the point where like you need some validation. You need somebody to say, you're doing a great job. Like just keep doing it.
Or you're sucking it up.
Hey man, I got some feedback.
Like
for
Willie,
you.
like Willie tells me, my guy, one of my other co-producers here, he goes, yeah, do it one more time and just don't suck this time. And I'm like, okay.
That was fun point taken with him. Yeah. So it's important to surround yourself with people that you trust, and if you're new and that's a producer and you've seen what they're capable
it's
of.
Going to take time. It's going to take time to build up like your team
build
and
your
the people
tribe.
that you try. Yeah.
Build your tribe.
But like, Allie's been here for years, and so she shares her friends with me, and so we all get to go to Preds games and like, Thanksgiving dinners and stuff like that, and it's kind of like vice versa, you know what I mean? It's like that also who the people that come with me are also shared with you. Now I'm a little more like anal about who I share my friends with, but that's just because I'm scared always.
I mean, you have a lot more to protect.
But no, I don't. It's just
you do. You're talking like 20-year-old relationships.
Yeah, but anyway, you fit in right there, and I feel like I don't know if they can tell I'm in a better mood, but I was so scared because I hadn't been in the studio in a while, and also because I knew that this was probably the last chance that I was going to have to make a real impact on music, and being in there with the people that were there, I've never felt this like excited. Even when I had my deal, even when everything I thought was going great, I've never felt so. It's never felt so natural. So thank you, and I'm really excited. Just for those of you who have never been in a studio, scratch vocals are when either the artist or the person who's going to be standing in for the artist goes in and sings the song while the band is recording it, so that they get an idea of where the pockets are and where the singer is going to be, so they don't play things over top of the singer.
Yeah.
And they don't most matter. Of the times, most of the times they don't, unless you're like some insane singer like Christina Aguilera, or my favorite, My Heart Will Go On, Celine Dion. Oh, that was a scratch vocal.
That's insane.
That makes me in one take. One take.
Yeah, of course, Celine. She's elite. So here's why I'll tell you why I love scratch vocals. I don't like people like
that. Like, I don't think they're human.
Oh, they're aliens.
They're aliens for sure. Right? Like, there's no way they're not.
Fakes. Oh my God, in Elf, where he's like, the little kid on the lap is like, fake.
You smell like cheese and beer. You're not like, Santa.
Beef and cheese. You don't smell like Santa. Fake. Fake. How'd you like to be dead?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, so I'll tell you why I like scratch vocals.
Okay, yeah.
Because I am one of those people that's stupidly hard on myself.
Yeah.
So if I go in and I know that I can be shitty, then it's like, I can take a sigh of relief. It takes all the pressure off because I'm literally singing the song once. That's like Ty was saying. A scratch vocal is when you go in, you're literally just using your vocal track so the band knows where they're playing, where you're coming in, what's happening. There's no BGVs, background vocals. There's no additional vocalizations or anything like that. It's very stripped.
And they usually delete you as soon as it's done.
Which,
like,
out.
Got it? Okay, and then they delete the singer, and then the band puts their parts in. Yeah.
So what we were talking about before is like when those vocals are actually so good that they're kept. And when you have people like that and instances like that, sometimes that happens. And I also see that a lot of time in home studio pop production.
Yeah.
Where like they're home, they're comfortable, like it sounds.
But they also don't have
like
a full session, so you're not playing over top of all these. Like they're doing them part by part as opposed to
100%
having like 5 or 6 people at one time. But yeah, you're right. You're exactly right.
And so basically, like when you're doing the scratch vocal, you just go in, you sing it once, and then you sit your ass down while the band does their thing. Yeah. Hell yeah!
Yeah, tracking day is the best day for the artist because you just get to watch everybody else work. Really.
Yeah, really, it's great. So,
vocal day, you better show up. Ready to work.
And that kind of brings us to our next section.
Because it's not all fun and games. Getting these songs out to the people, it actually is work.
It is work. And if you're
especially
an artist
if you care, like
who is, like you care too much probably.
Yeah. I'm getting better about it though. You're teaching me.
No, but
how
like
to find
I'm
that
just
good
saying,
balance.
not you, but you in general. Like if you are hard on yourself, if you've, I've been there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I will not. The very first time I came to town, we recorded 2 songs and we did final vocals that day.
Same day?
Same day.
Man, I've given you more fist bumps today than you've gotten this entire season.
And it sounded great.
Yeah. Well, also the person you were working with is very, very good at that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I actually respect that.
Oh,
very much about
for sure.
Your producer.
For sure.
He is good about that.
It was great. And he knew, like, for the ones that I did, there were a couple parts he was like, don't need you to push it, just a scratch track. So, and I was brand new to the whole thing, so I didn't really realize exactly what was happening. But then, so even still to this day, like, I wouldn't choose to do that again, just because I like to have it be its own entity. Like, if we're gonna do, even if it's live tracks, if it's something that somebody has actually, like, digitally produced, whatever it is, I'm going in and I'm cutting final vocals separately, because I want to be in the zone. I want to feel good. I want to have my warm-ups. I want to make sure that I haven't had any milk or acid or anything weird, any tomato sauce or anything.
I don't even do that the night before.
24 hours.
So, like, I was really excited the night before because Julie had just gotten like honey bunches of oats or something, and I was like, a bowl of cereal for some reason.
Good.
And then when I knew I couldn't because I was recording the next morning, I wanted it that much more. I'm like, just a little.
Like, as soon as I get home from the studio, I'm eating the cereal.
I'm eating 4 bowls of cereal.
It's really true.
But you're right. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into prepping your voice to
But, like, physical aspects aside, I just feel like there's something so sacred about a final vocal session.
Yeah.
And I guess it depends on where you cut them. Like, I have someone that I go to religiously, because I know that they'll turn down all the lights, put on the diffuser, put on the candles. Like, it's vibey. I have my Sennheiser mic. And again, just do your research and know who you're trying to work with, and maybe get a feel for it. Like, see who else they're working with, and kind of the vibe around town. Like, I think a large part of coming here and being successful is observing. Like, action is important. Being proactive is important.
Shut your mouth.
Observe.
And listen. And watch.
Mm-hmm.
Allie, you actually did sum it all up.
So it's important to go where you're comfortable when it comes to recording final vocals.
Yes.
You can go back to the same studio. You can go back to a different studio.
Yes.
If you have a certain spot you like to go, that's fine. We were just kind of rambling a little bit. We got off topic, but it was important to us and our relationship and our friendship. It doesn't necessarily have to be... Because
we disagree, because she's exactly right. There's not one way to do it. And so I'm very... steadfast in my views, and she is as well, and like,
which is good.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's a good thing, because iron sharpens iron. That's what we were just kind of talking about. It's like, you have, in order to have the edge, you have to be competing with people that want that same, that have that same competitive drive. And
also, while it is important to be comfortable to create beautiful things, the best art comes out of not being comfortable. So I think there's a beauty in trying new things and experiencing new producers and different ways to go about the recording process. Don't put yourself in a bubble. Correct. Because you don't always know who's attached to that bubble anyway.
That's such a great point. Yeah.
The more you diversify, maybe, and that is our synopsis of today. Like, if you diversify and if you try different things, you could have beautiful results. Don't, like, just pigeonhole yourself, because you don't know what the end of that tunnel looks like, because you haven't been around long enough to fully understand. I haven't. I mean, like, I'm learning new things every day. I learned something new here tonight. And
I learned something new yesterday. I was in the studio and I learned something that changed everything.
Yeah? Do you want to share, or you want to keep it to yourself?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Okay.
So
only if you want to.
No, I'll share it. So, I don't recommend doing it, but in the past, they wouldn't bump up keys, because when you bump it up, it squeezes everything, and so it starts sounding tinsely and whiny, and But this new program that he has, you know how we were like, man, I wish it was just up half a step. Yeah, well, it can be now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you like the way it sounds?
I kept it where it was, just for right now, so you could hear it, and then I wanted everybody to kind of live with it for a little bit, so then we could see, like, you had that idea, which was another great bit of advice, which was get the vocals so that we can all sit around and listen to it and practice what we want for backgrounds, because we don't really know for sure right now exactly what we want. So now we can live with it. We can all talk about it and throw ideas out there. That was really smart, because I never did that before. I always went straight from, like, I did my vocals, and then it was, Perry Coleman's coming in next week to do backgrounds. And then, like, he would come in and knock them out in 2 or 3 hours and be done, and you're that's it.
That's it.
But like here, we're kind of doing more of like a Beatles thing where we're trying to figure out ways to make songs within songs. And so it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to start working on that.
Some choral elements too. Like it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for all of that and for it to come out and for everyone to be able to hear it. After final vocals, we're just gonna jump into the next thing, which is my favorite part. It's the comping process. And for some producers, you won't be there. Some people, you don't stick around for comping and mixing, especially if you're affiliated with a label. You're in, you're out. They do the magic behind the scenes.
Yeah.
If you're controlling as like me, then you want to be there. And
which is not, I don't think that that's wrong. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't hear myself over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's not why you do it. I'm saying, but I can't.
Yeah.
I just physically can't.
I know.
It bothers me.
It definitely is.
So I trust you guys to kind of go like, he sounded like shit here. He sounded good here. Let's just piece this here. And and then I'll come back and hear the final product and be like, I sound halfway decent,
Nice, yeah.
But I also respect the process of watching the comps be done. And I now understand why artists, it probably is important for them to be there. And it's your voice. It's your...
It's definitely like if you have strong feelings about how you sound, same thing with photographers. Sometimes you'll pay a bunch of money to have photos taken and then you get them back and you're like, well, the edits look amazing, but I never would have picked this photo of myself because I look like shit. The work is beautiful, but I don't like me in it.
Exactly, right.
Selecting your comps is the same way. Like basically, so in case you guys don't know, when you go in and you do your final vocals, usually you end up singing between 2 and 4 takes of the full song. And sometimes you don't need that many. Sometimes you need more. It just depends on the song and the body of work. But I feel like 2 to 4 is usually the strong number because then I feel like, you have the newness and the richness in the first couple of takes, but maybe you're not there like exactly where you want to be pitch wise. Yeah. But then by 3 and 4, you're strong. So you can take aspects that are beautiful out of each and you can put them where you want them to go. So your first line of the song is, I love my dog. So basically during the comp process, you're listening to I love my dog 4 times.
4 different times.
And you pick the one that sounds the best. You're like, I like that one where I say I love my dog this way.
This way, the best.
And you do that for the whole song. So you select the parts of the tracks that you've done that you feel fit the song the best. You feel represent you the best as a vocalist.
If you're a brilliant artist like Allie and I are, then it'll only take you 4 times. 5 max. That's for performance. Like one for good measure or something like that. But if you're one of these people that take like 12, you should rethink music. Because you're just going to be wasting your own money. And no labels,
a lot of time.
Unless you're Britney Spears, like nobody's going to waste that time on you. So,
or if you have a really nice engineer, because they're going to hate you by the end
of the day.
They will hate
you. Yeah. They may have a smile on their face and be like, it was so fun. Good to see you again. And I've had times where my engineer gave me the pat on the back. Great work. And I could hear him like before I even closed the door, like throwing stuff. Like, never, I'm burning my ears out, mother. And I'm like, it wasn't great at all, was it?
There are times like that. Everybody's got to go through it. It's like you pay your dues.
I mess with people. I mess with you very, very hard, but it's nothing that hasn't been done to me equally, if not 10 times worse.
All good.
I will not. I'm not afraid to tell people how badly I've been burned, and most of the time it was because I was stupid. I thought I was smarter than everybody else, then I was stupid.
That's fair. We've all been there. We've all done it.
Like walking home from downtown because I couldn't find a cab and I was too drunk to drive. So, God bless you.
This is chaotic.
So I thought that the responsible thing to do would be...
You walked all the way to the condo?
To walk 7 miles. Well, not 7. Yeah, it's an exaggeration. But like 4.5 miles from downtown to the condo. Down 8th Avenue. My cowboy boots.
What did we learn? In boots?
In boots. My snakeskin boots,
oh
yeah.
My God.
Passed out in my flower bed. I did. I couldn't. I must have been so exhausted that when I finally got into my back patio, I just... face planted because I'm like, I'm here at least. Like I can rest now.
You tulips.
You tulips. Now it's just I'm making snow angels in the flowers.
Oh my gosh. Well, so it's important to know how you feel about your own vocals.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to listen to them. Cool. Get yourself
a friend that you trust to go.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And luckily you have a super talented friend that not me, but thanks for going there. No, but he was amazing to come in and provide that like second, because
Allie, Willie, Johnny, they're all end in Y's and it's all fantastic.
It's perfect.
Willie doesn't, but I added it at the end just because it sounded better.
It sounds great.
Right? It sounds right.
Yeah.
Especially after meeting him, like he's a Willie. He's not
a Willie. Yeah, for sure. If you can bring in somebody that is out on the road right now, extra points, because then he had some really great feedback of like
true.
What he thinks will work with crowds in terms of like, sing along, not sing along. That's definitely the wrong word. But
no,
like,
I don't think it is.
Chants and things like that, and the kind of vibe that you're going to get back from the audience.
I think sing along is the right word, like because at the end of the day, that's what we want.
Yeah,
like,
certain vocals will emulate that and pull that out of the crowd, whereas other ones are kind of just like they don't allow that space.
Yeah, a lot of times they would. It doesn't sound like a huge deal, but it is monumental, because I had a word the other day. They took out the word just.
It was in the middle of a phrase.
Yeah, and you guys took just out of there. And I was like, because I'd heard it so many times in my head with the word just in there. You guys said remove it. So I sing it without the word just in there. And then when I hear it back, I go into the room with them and I hear it back through the speakers. And I was like, it's more powerful without the word just in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, but that's what you rely on other people that have, they call it ears. But like, if you can pick those kind of things out, like Allie can and Will can, and, they can hear sometimes what needs to be there and it's not there yet. Or the singer puts in too much. We put in too much stuff thinking that it's helping the song, but really you're just crowding.
Yes.
You're making more of. Yeah.
Right. We feel like we need to over-explain ourselves, and sometimes we just need to peel back, and it just takes a little revision, and then it becomes more commercial.
Yep.
So it was a great experience.
I appreciate Allie, Will, Julie, John, my parents, like everybody, because I've had a lot of great sessions here in town, and I'm very thankful for all of them, because I don't want to diminish anybody's, I'm only here because of what they've all taught me, but with you guys in the studio the other day, it was the most
felt good.
It felt right.
Good.
Yeah. I mean,
that's important.
I'm so excited for next month to get back in and do it again. And it's just like, and then one more time, like hell yeah. And then we're going to be off to the run, and hopefully we'll see you guys on the road.
So excited.
Hopefully we'll be doing this live on the road from different places. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to cut this bad boy out and take it with us. Gonna take a picture and print it out.
And we're like, what's that trailer behind your bus? Like, you guys got a Jeep back there? No, we got the wall. The nashtea wall.
Just got the wall. Oh my God.
But no, thank you guys, because everything you're kind of saying, you're helping people out, but the reality is that we're also doing this for real in the process. So we're trying to give you guys information off of something that we're doing currently.
Yeah.
So that it
feels good,
fresh,
because we've done it in so many different ways
where it didn't
feel so good.
That's exactly right.
So it's nice to be able to speak from a point of view that it's like, no, everything, pieces are falling together. Yeah. This is the way that it's
you know what's interesting?
What?
I went into Black Rivers, right? You walk in there, and we had this, they were like introducing me to everybody in the label and stuff. We walk in there, and it's this massive studio with this giant baby grand and all these beautiful glass walls where you can go do tracking and everything. And they're like, we're going to build a whole album here, right? And I walked into that room. I played like 6 songs on my acoustic guitar. It was myself and then 2 of the other artists on the label at the time. And so we all just sat around and played while all the suits kind of like watched and everything.
As they do.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember sitting in there and I was like, this is beautiful. It's iconic. I hope I don't record here. It didn't feel right.
Felt it in your gut.
I knew it. Like, I was just like, this.
It's important.
It's beautiful. I'm sure it sounds incredible. What an awesome place to be able to come every day. Like, if I didn't have anything to do, I could just walk into the label and go into that. And there's like nobody there. You know? So you're just like, that's king of the castle.
Yeah.
but there was something just not
didn't feel right.
You know? And I think that's why we ended up going where we went. We went
Mm-hmm.
back to where I've always been because it's home. It's like comfortable. And that is, you're very right. Like that's a big thing. Wherever you feel comfortable and the people that make you feel confident at the same time as being able to tell you the truth, those are the people that you need around you in the studio.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. Like you need to feel good about yourself, but you also need somebody who can hold you accountable and tell you like you're not a superstar yet.
Yeah. It's true. It's true.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
You and your ACDC. All right. So just to sort of rehash it out, thank you guys for staying around for 2 parts.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
We covered song selection. We covered selecting the right producer. Same thing with audio engineer and studio. Confirming all your session musicians and kind of like sussing them out. Picking a band leader if you're going to have one, if you don't have a producer, providing all of the material that they'll need, such as acoustic demos, charts, keys, tempos, things like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Then the day of course, like your listening session, actually cutting the tracks. That's the most important part.
It's an amazing recap.
Oh, good.
You're like, it's awesome.
Nailing
I'm just listening to you like, yep,
Nailing
that's
it
it.
all
That's
down.
it. Yep.
So then you get those tracks cut. You just do a couple scratch vocals. You're done. You sit down as the artist. You're good to go. The band does their thing. They make any changes or adjustments that they need to. Then you cut final vocals either that day or a different day. We recommend a different day.
Yes.
Regardless of what studio you are, same studio, different studio, whatever it is.
Give yourself a day to kind of live with the song.
Give yourself time, yeah. Then you go through the comping process. If you're lucky, after that vocal session, you can sit down with whomever you're working with and make those selections so you feel like you have material that best represents you and who you are as an artist. We didn't really cover the mixing and the mastering process.
It's kind of a whole nother thing on its own.
It really
though.
is.
Yeah.
Like we need to have a guest come in, producer
I agree.
that does that.
Yeah.
And then they can speak on it because it's a whole other world.
Yeah.
And we'll
and
have
they're
guest
rock
people.
Stars in their own right.
They
so,
really are.
Yeah.
They really are.
That's after you get all your work done. Their work begins.
Exactly. So, but we've hoped that this has been helpful for you guys. Do we have time to do you have a long Reddit? Or
No, I don't. I'll do a short one.
Okay. Yay.
So last night, obviously, we talked about the plane crash, and it's way too soon to make jokes. Obviously, I mean, it's just it boggles the mind that people do, but whatever. You know, it's
people are gonna people.
People are gonna people. You know. So last night, I guess really quickly, my wife's biggest fear is basically the movie Red Dawn. I think it's Red Dawn, but where another country comes over here and invades the United States. And she thinks like for some reason, Nashville, Tennessee is going to be the place where the shit goes down first. So we do live in the flight path of a smaller airport over here. And so I'm a virtual pilot. I've flown myself. I have friends who are pilots. I love it. I watch the planes every day. Last night, one took off and didn't make it back, and it crashed, and people died. And so
super sad.
I go on to Reddit, and this person says, I've lived in Bellevue for 30 years. If I had a nickel every time a small plane crash landed within 5 minutes of my location while living in the Nashville area, well, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I know. And it's like, I laugh too, because it's just like, what do you do? Like, it wasn't like.
That's so funny though. I was actually going to ask you like, how, like, is this
a
regular occurrence?
I read it. I laughed. And then I went,
oh, shit.
But then I'm like, but it is.
Well, and the thing is
it's
like,
not a regular occurrence now.
Okay. That was
no,
my question.
I heard that there was one in like 2004 maybe. But like there hasn't been one here since.
Not here, yeah.
Yeah.
Percy Priest. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Mike,
we can
drop.
That we can laugh about because they were awful people.
They're horrible. Yeah.
But this one, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't.
Yeah. So for my wife's fear of a plane falling out of the sky and having it land right on our house,
has not gotten any better.
It hasn't gotten better as of last night because the next exit up, the plane is still there on the ground.
Crazy. So be safe out there.
So be safe.
Don't fly in prop planes.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, at least
We're
short
more
distances.
evolved.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well fly Spirit if you're going to do that, you know? So just, no, I'm kidding. We love you guys. See you next week for an all new episode.
Yes.
Of the Nash Tea.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. This has been part 2 of our recording a song episode, and we hope that you learned something. We hope that you enjoyed it. We had fun as always, and make sure you write to us at nashtea@gmail.com. You can also check out our merch at nashtea.com. So,
not to be braggadocious, but the merch is sick. Like, I'm actually going to buy some stuff myself. I'm pretty excited about it.
We're on the merch.
So just want to let you know, she did a hell of a job setting that thing up. You guys need to go check it out and buy some merch.
Thanks.
It's good.
Well, we're excited. We look forward to seeing you repping our sweatshirts, our hats, our mugs and cups and everything that we've got over there. So thank you so much for the inspo. This was Mitch at Smoky Mountain Signs. He's bomb.com.
He is the bomb.
And so you can find something similar to these. These are the prototypes, and he is the man. So we appreciate you. And
thank you, Mitch.
We love all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace, you guys.
Bye.